we'll see who rules the skies in today's battle. It's the Seattle Seahawks and the Philadelphia Eagles, and it comes your way next.
It's the NFL on EA Sports as you take a look there at Lincoln Financial Field in Philadelphia, PA. Brandon Gaudin and Charles Davis on hand. Kickoff just moments away. Charles, quickly, keys to the game.
For me, it's coaching. Who prepared his team the best going into this one to give them the confidence to believe that they would win the game? That's who's going to come out of this one on top.
Here's the kicker, Jake Elliott, ready to get this one started. And off we go from Lincoln Financial Field. And a decent return out to the 27-yard line. So out come the Seahawks now for their first possession. And they'll be led out by their quarterback now in his third season in the league.
And there's a word that constantly gets thrown around with this guy when you talk to anyone in the building. Potential. They are sky high on what they believe he can grow into in the role of a starting quarterback. In addition, there are plenty around the league who think that as well. And years from now, he can still be leading this offense out.
Eagle pressure, too much this time. Down he goes. Milton Williams in there to bury him for a loss of 11.
It may be cliche, but it is something that holds up over time, doesn't it? If you're the visitors, you don't want to let the crowd in the game early.
Yeah, and that's exactly what they did there. But you said also this defense, they're going to give them a lot of looks like we just saw there, aren't they?
They certainly are. They're a proud unit, and they're going to ride the momentum of this crowd with them, and that's why they got after them early.
So a tough early challenge here, 2nd and long after the sack. Now Purdy. Setting up the screen here. This is Walker. Give him 6 on the screen, but now it's 3rd down.
I like the thinking there because right after a sack, it can be a great time to call for a screen to your running back and use the eagerness of the defense against them. Able to gain some positive yards out of this one and make things a little bit easier for them on 3rd down.
And I don't think this is the script they had in mind for their opening drive. This is 3rd and long. Purdy now to throw. And he will not make it back to the line of scrimmage as he's going to be taken down. Multiple players getting home for the 1-yard sack. What a great job getting pressure here on the first drive. 3 plays and already 2 sacks.
And that pressure has been intense right from the beginning. And I'm telling you, if they don't make an adjustment in play calling and protection, it'll go from intense to relentless.
On 4th down, ready to punt, Michael Dixon. Britton Covey deep for Philadelphia. Gets around him. It's a 45-yard punt, 6 yards on the return. And it will be Eagles football, 1st and 10. Philly's offense getting ready, and Jalen Hurts ready to lead them. The 2nd-round pick who started his career at Alabama, then finished with an electric senior season at Oklahoma.
Tremendous production in college at 2 different universities, and this is a guy who was a finalist for the Heisman Trophy. Still much more of a runner than a thrower, but has plenty of arm and is capable of making the big throws downfield. And don't underestimate his ability to think the game. Remember, he's the son of a coach.
And that one was relatively easy to see. I noticed that from up here.
Yeah, it doesn't take a whole lot, does it? Sometimes you get multiples. What I always love on these offsides is when each side points at the other. Hey, you did it. No, you did it. They deciphered that one correctly.
Throwing is Hurts. And he can't find anywhere to go with it, and he goes down. Tyrell Dodson just would not be denied. That's a loss of 7.
And so much for that great field position to start the game. Now they're way behind the sticks. Can't wait to see what their second down call is going to look like now.
They'll come up after the sack on a 2nd and 12. Here's Hurts to throw. That's caught by the big tight end, Dallas Goedert. And he'll be out of bounds, but able to get it up past the 45. They get 11 back on that one. It leads to 3rd down. Third down and 1. Hurts completing this one quickly, and he is going to have an Eagles first down as they're able to convert on 3rd and short yardage with a gain of 4. Well, they kept it simple there, CD, only needing the short gain to move the chains, so they didn't want to go with a deep throw. They just go with that safer, shorter throw and able to convert.
Nothing wrong with that at all, partner. Check the box, right? Make sure you pick up the first down. Offense is getting established. You're moving the ball. You're not turning it over. Check, check, check. They like what they're doing early in the game.
And a good physical run that time. He's going to wind up gaining 5 on that one.
Oh, that was a thing of beauty right there. Look at how quick those blockers fired off the line once the ball was snapped. That was an O-line on a mission, all in sync, and the defense is lucky that play only picked up 5 yards. Hurts.
Escaping the... And he's going to have to eat this one as down he goes. Draymond Jones. He's the one that got home and takes him down for a loss of 9. They'll make that a 2nd sack here on their first drive out defensively. And not to get ahead of ourselves, but they're on pace for double-digit sacks at this point.
Well, they're going to have to find a way to tamp that down, aren't they? So if you're the play caller, you're telling your quarterback maybe some screens, maybe some draws, hard count, use your voice inflection a little bit, anything to try and slow that pressure down.
So after that sack, Hurts and the Eagles, tough spot here, 3rd and long. He'll look to throw. And he's going to go down again. Uchenna Nwosu providing a little deja vu, back-to-back sacks, and now they're staring at a 4th and long.
Brandon, what I remember most about playing with guys who knew how to rush the passer, they would just tell you, just cover people for me, just long enough for me to get there, and that's exactly what happened on that play.
On 4th down, punt coming from Braden Mann. Good coverage there holds him to just a 2-yard return following a punt of 44. And it'll be Seahawk football, 1st and 10. And they'll run. It's Ken Walker. And he's able to get up here to the 26. It'll be a pickup of 10 yards. And that'll make it 2nd and a foot or so.
What a way to start a drive. An excellent run, a tone setter, and now if you want to take a shot on 2nd down and go play action and make it look like the same exact play and throw it over the top, you can do so because you've established the run in a big way.
Sticking with Walker on 2nd down, and they'll bring him down at the 27-yard line. Only a gain of a yard, but that's all they needed.
Now that's the way to do it. Hand it to someone with vision and good footwork and add in a little bit of power, and you find a way to pick up first downs.
Back to throw, Purdy. And Walker has it. So the completion gets him just a yard, and it'll be 2nd down.
And that's a good job there by the corner. We do talk about this a lot, that a lot of corners see their job as simply covering receivers. Tackling isn't everyone's thing. But in this case, he came up quickly and made a nice, sure tackle.
They work now on 2nd and 9. And throwing here, Purdy. He'll let this go deep for Smith and Jigma. And that's going to be incomplete. Good effort there trying to take a shot, but it's 3rd down.
What I loved about meeting with these coaches before the game is we didn't even have to ask any questions. They told us that they were going to be aggressive and push the ball downfield. They weren't successful on that play, but look for them to try it again later.
Purdy from the gun on third down. And he can't get rid of it. He's taken down. It'll be a loss of 8 on the sack, and it's going to lead him to fourth down. And no matter what the situation, the O-line just hates that because they feel like they didn't protect little brother back there, right?
Man, that's just so difficult for them because just think about every single play. When you decide to throw the football, you're dealing with some of the best athletes on the planet. You talk about guys, if they weren't playing football, they'd be starring in the NBA at power forward. It's a really difficult task.
Here's Michael Dixon now to punt. First kick, 47. This one looks good as well. And taken right on the 30. It'll be a 48-yard punt. 5 there on the return. And the Eagles will have it, taking over first and 10. So back onto the field here come the Eagles for their second drive. The last series for them, a little disappointing, forced to punt. And now they'll try to do better here and come away with some points as they begin this drive, first and 10. And he is going to be stopped cold behind the line of scrimmage. Officially, it's a 1-yard loss. That's going to bring up second and 11.
They have 3 tight ends in that formation. That's almost a universal sign that they're planning to run the football. But how about the defense there? They met force with force and caused a stack up behind the line of scrimmage and threw him for a loss.
First carry for Kenneth Gainwell. And again, the run defense stout this time. He maybe gets back to the line of scrimmage, but no more. No gain that time, and it leaves him with 3rd and 11 coming up. Tough spot here, 3rd down and 11. From the gun, it's Hurts. Drops this one down to Gainwell. And he can only manage to take the football to the 40, and that is well shy of the first down marker. That one good for only 6, and it leaves him with a 4th down.
So much about this game is just understanding situations and then having to execute, isn't it? Guard the first down sticks. Don't let them get there, and they rallied and made the tackle.
On is the punter man as he boots this one away. Fair catch called for right around the 11-yard line. So possession goes over here on the punt. And it'll be Seahawk football as they take over deep in their own territory. Here's Walker to start the drive. And the stiff arm made it a pretty little run. Not a huge gain, but a nice chunk of yardage. It's a 6-yard gain on the ground, and that'll make it 2nd and 4.
If you're in the offensive huddle, you're smiling after that play because you've certainly got them guessing now. 2nd and short. Could they just hand it off for another big gain? Or did they take advantage of this spot to take a big shot downfield?
Shotgun now with Purdy. He'll get that to Charbonnet. And he goes nowhere. He'll lose yardage back at the 17. Call that a loss of a yard, and things get a little more difficult here, 3rd and 5.
And we constantly talk about people being on the same page. In this situation, the two of them saw the play with the same eyes. They understood where the open spaces were going to be, and they found a way to get there to pick up a new set of downs.
Purdy will set up to throw it here. He's got his target. That's complete. And he is going to have a Seahawks first down as they're able to get the 3rd down conversion.
And now at this point in the first half, you've got to realize as an offense, you're not going to get it all back in one fell swoop. This is going to be about sustained drives and making sure you finish with points. And that's a good throw there for a first down.
So 1st and 10 now from the 30. Play action. Now Purdy. And he's going to lose a yard or 2. Taken down behind the line. Buried for the sack by big Jalen Carter.
Well, how about this? A fistful of sacks already. We're not even out of the first quarter yet. What an incredible start for this defense. If they keep this pace up, they could be looking at an all-time performance.
The sack cost him only a yard. It's 2nd and 11. Up the middle they run. It's Walker. And he is going to lose yardage here. 3rd down, now even tougher. 3rd and 13 after that loss of a yard. If they can't come up with something here, they're looking at a quick 3 and out.
Well, guess what? You get the ball in the hands of your best player to his favorite play and try and salvage something out of this drive. Now, of course, if you're on the defensive side of the ball, you're thinking the exact same thing. So they better provide him some help on this one.
Able to find the open man. That's complete. And he gets this to the other side of midfield across the 45 before going out.
Well, certainly as a fan, you get a little bit nervous when you see him make those kind of throws. But they work on that in practice more than we know. And most of them now know their limits and know what they can get away with. And there's a completion right there.
No score after 1 on EA Sports. Seahawk football here to start quarter number 2 as they've got it with a 1st and 10. On the counter, it's Walker. And he'll take this ahead for about 4. 2nd down coming up. From the 41, here's 2nd and 6. Sticking with Walker on 2nd down. And this winds up a pickup of 2, maybe 2.5 to about the 39. This offense has converted 2 third downs on this drive already. This is 3rd and 4. Purdy looking to throw. This is Fant on the short completion. And I don't think he got there, no. He's short by maybe a foot, maybe. Call it 4th and inches.
Excellent job there defensively. Gave up the underneath to the tight end on 3rd down, and they made sure that they did their job. Got him on the ground and prevented him picking up a 1st down.
Myers' kick is good. And the Seahawks grab a 3-0 lead. So that kick gives them their first points of the game, CD. And it comes on the 3rd drive, but hopefully for them that's a spark that gets that offense going.
Yeah, and I would say if you're the offensive play caller, as you look at your sheet, you're trying to find that part on there that unlocks bigger points. They've struggled with a few drives so far. Finally got 3 out of it. How do you find the end zone? That's what he's searching for now.
And a nice return sets him up pretty good here right at the 30-yard line. The Eagles coming out as they get ready. Still in the first half, but this offense has struggled. Haven't really been able to get anything going, not only in the points category, but in the yards category. We'll see if they can do better here on this drive. Hurts sets up to throw it. And he works his way past the line of scrimmage and then slides to a halt. He'll wind up getting right about 4 there on the scramble, and it's 2nd down.
Ask any pass rusher, and they'll tell you any quarterback who lines up every time and goes straight back in the pocket, that's who they want. But when they have to deal with a Jalen Hurts who may come at them from any angle and can get outside of the pocket and run, that's a nightmare for anybody who has to rush the quarterback. And I love Jalen Hurts' athletic ability. Almost a 4.6 runner. This guy can get outside the pocket and make plays with his legs as well as his arm.
2nd catch for him today, and it'll wind up a 1st down. Out of the gun, they'll look to throw. And he can't find a receiver, and he's brought down. Multiple defenders there to drop him for a loss of 4.
You doing okay over there, partner? Because that's yet another sack in this game that you just had to call. And we're not even at halftime yet. No wonder this team has the lead. What an effort by the defense right from the word go. The adjustments at halftime, they're going to have to be big, or this could really get ugly in the second half.
They come up on 2nd and long, and the pass protection just has not been there this afternoon. Throwing from the gun, it's Hurts. Getting this out to the flat, Mostert. Short completion, just 4 yards, and that brings up 3rd and a full 10 yards. Right where this set of downs started, they need a full 10 here to pick up the first down and move the chains. On 3rd down, he'll drop to throw. And he'll be taken down, but not before he gets into enemy territory. Hurts dangerous when he runs that football. He's got a first.
He really looked comfortable there, scanning the situation, analyzing things, feeling the pressure, and then stepping up right through the middle and sprinting for a first down.
This offense finding its legs now. Here's another 1st and 10. A run with Mostert up the middle. And he works his way forward to pick up 4 yards there. 2nd down. Second down and 6 now. Again, they'll run it with Mostert. And he'll be brought down at about the 42. 2 yards the gain there, and now they're left with a 3rd and about 4 for a first. They'll drop to throw. Work in the middle of the field, and he's got a man complete. And that'll wind up moving the chains again as the tackle's going to be made at the Seahawks' 24-yard line. Slot man moves right. On 1st down, he'll drop to throw. He's got Dallas Goedert, his tight end, over the middle. And they've got it inside the 10 at the 8. Another nice gain, 16 yards there, and a first down again. Well, there wasn't much of a window there, Charles. Had to deal with a couple of defenders, but able to find his big tight end.
And, partner, we know double coverage is a challenge for any player to try to defeat. But maybe it's a little easier if you're one of those big tight ends because you have a size advantage on just about anyone trying to cover you, and you use your body to create some space.
And he is into the end zone. Touchdown, Philadelphia. Raheem Mostert, an 8-yard touchdown run. And the Eagles have taken the lead.
And as a defensive coordinator, you're almost in a no-win situation down here near the goal line. You know how dangerous Jalen Hurts is when he holds on to it. You've got to be prepared to stay with him. So when he hands it off, if you're slow in reacting, this is going to be the result.
On for the extra point, Jake Elliott. And this is up and good to make it 7-3. So that one a pretty time-consuming 10-play drive. And it was capped off by a touchdown run from Raheem Mostert. Now after the touchdown, here's Elliott on to kick it away. And out a little across the 25 to the 27. And now it looks like he's in some discomfort after being tackled at the end of that return. Well, now they're going to come out and take a look at this injury, and we'll be back in a moment. Here's the Seattle offense ready to get this drive underway. It's been very much a slow start for them. 3 drives and just the 3 points, CD.
Yeah, if you're into the points per drive ratio, that answer is 1. and that's not going to get it done in a ball game. They've got to find a way to finish these drives in end zones, not having balls go through goalposts.
Second and 10. Here's Purdy. Finding Lockett for the catch here on the out route. And he gets this up to the 34 out of bounds there. That'll leave them with a 3rd and 2 coming up. They got 8 yards there. They'll try for the first with Walker. Call it no gain there, and it leads to a 4th down.
All runners count on their eyes to find the gaps and creases, to find open space. There was absolutely none on that one. Totally swallowed up on that play.
Now here's Michael Dixon as he's on to punt for Seattle. He's been a busy man here in this first half as he gets it away. Fielded at the 20. A nice punt, but a good run back as well, 13 yards. And out will come the offense as they take over. Speedster Raheem Mostert and the rest of this offense out to start the drive. It's the second quarter. His team has the lead, but I think he's hoping for a little bit more production out of himself.
And we often talk about preaching patience to a runner when things are a little bumpy in the early going. But we have to do the same thing with the offensive line. They can't wait to halftime to make the adjustments. They have to do it from series to series so those surface tablets come into play. Check out what the defense is doing and see if they can find a better way to run it.
So they search for that patience here now. On 1st and 10, it's Mostert. He'll work his way up the middle for a gain of about 4. 2nd down.
Brandon, we just saw the benefits of being able to run the ball successfully. They pick up 4 yards on that carry. So now if you're a play caller, you can do just about anything you want. But on the defensive side of the ball, you're scrambling a little bit. Now you're behind trying to figure out, do I need to blitz him? Do I need to pressure him? How do I gain an advantage on this snap?
And he'll be brought down right on the 50. A gain of 3. The offense on 3rd down, they've converted 3 out of 5 thus far. Here it's 3rd and 3. From the midfield stripe, they'll look to throw. He had a man open, but he missed him, and it's incomplete.
The quarterback got away with one there. Looked like he was in line for a pick, but instead, it's knocked harmlessly to the turf.
Here's Braden Mann now. He'll boot it away from about his 35. And the kick's away as he angles this one for the sideline. And it's out of bounds. Now we'll see what the side judge says. He says out at the 8-yard line. Purdy setting up the screen here. This is Walker. And he'll work free from one tackle, but that's about all as he's taken down. The first down screen pass, good for 5.
And a really nice play call there to start the drive, especially if you're a team that has a little bit of a reputation for throwing it downfield. You come out and you think maybe you can catch them off guard a little bit, and they did. Little screen pass, backdoored them, and that time looked well for a solid gain.
Repeat of the last play, finding Walker. And he'll get it up a little shy of the 15. They'll spot him down at the 14-yard line. Now, whistles and a stoppage here. Looks like one of the Eagles is in some discomfort out there. Now, the medical staff is going to come out here and take a look, and we will take a short break. They'll come up now, 3rd and 3. Out of the gun, Purdy. He completes this to Walker. Now the Eagles will use the second of their timeouts as they'll head to the sideline and talk over what to do next. Now here's Michael Dixon as he'll punt it away for the 4th time today. Let's take it at around the 40. And 9 yards there on the return following a punt of 47. And this offense will take over right at the midfield stripe with a 1st and 10. Good starting field position for them here as they come up 1st and 10 right at the 50-yard line. Hurts. And that is going to be incomplete as he led him a bit too much. Just his 2nd incompletion so far. He's 8 for 10. I think he'll take 80%.
There's no doubt that he will, but if you're the defensive play caller, you better circle what you just dialed up on your play sheet and come back to it because you just caused an incompletion. You need a few more of those.
Throwing is Hurts. Give him 7 there on the tuck and run, and they're in better shape now for 3rd. They go play action with Hurts. And that's going to be incomplete.
From a defensive perspective, they had exactly what you want anytime they want to throw the football. There was pressure on the quarterback. They were getting after him, and they tightened down on the receivers and forced the incompletion.
Out now is the punter, Braden Mann. And now where will the side judge stop his walk? That's the question. He says it crossed out of bounds at about the 17-yard line. The Seahawks going to take over now late in this first half. And with him trailing, there is still enough time to try to string a few plays together and maybe get into field goal range. Now Purdy. Over the middle and complete to Waddle. And he's taken down, but not before he gets this across the 25-yard line. It's a gain of 12, 1st down Seahawks. Final play of the half. Purdy right back to Jalen Waddle for another catch. And he gets this one just shy of the 40. They'll mark him down at the 39. So we've come to halftime here in Philly with the Eagles on top. As we'll send you down the coast now to Orlando, that's where we find Jonathan Coachman ready with our EA Sports halftime report. Coach.
It was Raheem Mostert, the veteran, who did some damage in that first half. He had a touchdown run that helped get his guys this halftime lead.
Okay, Coach. Yeah, adjustments likely going to play a big role in this 3rd quarter in what's been a tight contest so far. So the Eagles with the lead, and they're going to get this football first as the 3rd quarter gets underway. And able to take it past the 25 and up to the 28-yard line. The Eagles ready to go on offense to begin quarter number 3. And they've got the lead. CD, what do you think the message was at halftime?
I don't think the message was too drastic, I think, at the half, or that they need to change things too much. I do think the offensive line could play a little bit better, and I think they'll try and help them out more. They'll probably keep a tight end in a few more times and maybe add a running back to the formation to pick up those pass rushers because they probably allowed a few too many sacks for comfort in the first half.
Now a 2nd and 10. Here's Hurts to throw. And they'll get this on the screen to Mostert. And he gets this one just shy of the 40 down at the 39. It's an Eagles 1st down on a gain of 11.
They ran that one well, and not only did they pick up a nice chunk of yardage on the screen, they sent a message to the defense. Rush the passer all you want, but you better be careful. We can hit you going back the other direction.
So from the 39 now, they'll come up on a 1st and 10. Back to throw. Open man is Goddard, the tight end. This will be stopped about 2 yards shy of the marker. 8-yard gain, 2nd and 2.
The completion was given up, but that's why you play zone defense, so that you can have people around the ball when it's caught, and you don't give up much run after the catch.
2nd and a couple. Back to throw again. He delivers another to Goddard, complete. And Goddard going to have an Eagles 1st down as he'll be taken down at the 46. Call it a gain of 7, and it gets him a new set of downs. So from Seahawk territory now, it's 1st and 10 at the 46. From the gun, it's Hurts. Firing quickly here, and that's complete. And they'll wind up getting this to the 37. Gain of 9. Second down and a little more than a yard here. Up the middle they go with Mostert. And they'll be inside the 35 now at the 34-yard line. They'll get 3 as the drive continues. It's a 1st down.
My high school football coach was very fond of saying, you've got to meet force with force. And on a short yardage running play, that's what you're going to encounter. And how about them picking up the 1st down on that one?
Hurts sets up to throw it. This short throw caught by Goddard. And he is out of bounds inside the 30. And they'll work from the 29 on 2nd and 6. They'll set up to throw. Being chased out left. 23 yards on the tuck and run. Here's Mostert. And he stopped immediately there. No gain on the play that time, and it sets up 2nd and goal. Defense doing their job, really nowhere to run the football.
Yeah, it's almost textbook, wasn't it? Every place he tried to find an open spot, there just wasn't one. Congrats to the defense, no gain.
Call fitting your gaps, right?
I love it. You're exactly right.
One more time with Mostert. And he is met in his tracks behind the line of scrimmage. That backs him up 1 yard and brings up 3rd down.
This has not been a fun sequence for him at all. 1st and goal, no gain. 2nd and goal, he ends up losing yardage. He may be trying to talk him into getting the ball 3rd time, but I think it's going to be difficult for him to win that battle.
They'll look to throw on 3rd and goal. Fighting for the end zone. He lost the football. It's out. But it looks like one of the DBs has it. So we thought maybe they would have a chance to extend this lead on the opening drive of the 2nd half. Instead, they cough it up.
Obviously not an ideal start when you're trying to get a little separation, and I can guarantee that they talked about that in the locker room. Let's get out there, start this quarter the right way. Let's try and put some points on the board and create some space.
Now we'll see what this Seahawks offense has in store with their first possession of the 2nd half. And their defense did its job, forcing the takeaway there to start the half, and now can the offense follow suit?
And you'd better believe that one side of the ball feeds off the work of the other, so they'll want to come out, establish some rhythm, and go down and take the lead.
He'll wind up getting right about 4 there on the scramble, and it's second down.
Oh, partner, just a second earlier, and they might have had him because they certainly thought they were going to close in and drop him behind the line of scrimmage, but he had just enough time to dodge the pressure, and he ends up getting yardage before being stopped.
Play action, now Purdy. Outright to Smith and Jigba. That one a first down pickup of 8. Up the middle, here's Walker. And he'll be tackled right on the chalk of the 45. First down Seattle on a pickup of 13. They held him in check in the first half, but that's his longest carry of the game right there.
So would this be the definition of fresh legs since he didn't get much done in the first half? Now he has a great opportunity. He's taking full advantage of it.
Back to Walker on first down. And he can only manage to get a couple. 2nd and 8 coming up.
And that's why you see a lot of teams that like to play 4-3 defense, especially against teams that run the ball really well, because you count on your defensive front, the tackles and the ends, to eat up the blocking in the offensive line and keep that guy in the middle clean so he can roam to the football and make a tackle. In this case, he introduced himself and said, "Hello, my name is Mike."
Throw out wide to Walker. The result, only 4 yards there on the play. And they're going to have a third down. Throwing here, Purdy. That's to the right sideline, and it falls incomplete.
Well, the pressure, the hits, the sacks have been coming at him all game long. I'm frankly surprised that they haven't found a solution yet to create more time for him to throw it or maybe change what they do on offense.
And that's one of the biggest differences in this game and why they're losing right now. And here's Dixon to punt now as he gets this one away. And this one will not be returnable as it sails out of bounds. Here's the Philadelphia offensive unit now as they head out to take over possession. Their defense has done the job. Now it's the offense's turn as they've got it 1st and 10. They'll try and start this drive in the air. Campbell making the catch. And to the 36-yard line, taken down there after getting 8 yards. Now a 2nd and 2. He'll look to throw. Got his man complete over the middle. That's Smith. And Devontae going to pick up the Eagles' first down up near the 40-yard line. They're just 4 yards on the pickup, but that's good enough to extend the drive. Back to throw now on first down. Goes right back to Smith again. And they get to him after a gain of 6 to the 46.
Fired that one in there, able to make connection on a nice in route.
With those faster passes when they're going that fast, any hesitation as a quarterback that the deflection, if you miss, might be bigger and lead to an interception?
Yeah, and the deflection works both ways. Maybe a defender gets a hand in the way and it pops in the air. And sometimes you throw it so hard your receiver can't handle it, and he pops it up in the air for the defenders to grab as well.
But a moot point there as they were able to connect. He's got a man. It's his tight end. That's complete. Second catch for him today, and it'll wind up a first down. They'll look to throw again. Gets this to Campbell out on the right side. And just 3 yards on the catch there. He couldn't get away. And it's second down. Again, he'll drop to throw. Able to shake him off.
He'll check this one down to Gainwell.
They had 3 yards on first down, just 1 yard there. Seventh play of the drive upcoming here on 3rd and 6. They'll stick with the passing game as he looks to throw. Got a man, it's caught inside the 10. Touchdown, Philadelphia. A great play there. 43 yards.
And the Eagles will add on to their lead here in the final minute of the 3rd.
Circle that drive because that might be one to remember. Well executed to give them a little cushion.
Well, let's take it into the boxing ring. You talk about them commanding it, keeping the fight where they wanted to, whether it was in the center of the ring or putting them on the ropes because it was jab, jab, jab. And finally, the haymaker to put that drive away.
Elliott now to add the extra point. And this one's right through to make it a 14-3 ball game. So that drive 7 plays in length. And it was capped off by an Eagles touchdown. Now after the touchdown, here's Elliott on to kick it away.
And they'll start this drive just across the 30. Pretty nice work on the return.
The Seahawks offense now, they get ready to come back onto the field.
And they have had their problems moving the ball through the air as we take you through some of the action from earlier. This secondary has played about as well as you can. Many times they've left this quarterback with nowhere to go with the football.
Coming to the line here to begin their next drive, the Seahawks offense. And here we are almost through 3 quarters of play, and this passing game still has not really found any kind of rhythm.
Put it mildly, because they're not even over 100 yards yet. And in today's NFL, where it's a pass-first league, that is quite surprising. Not many teams patient enough to stick with the run. Everybody wants to advance the ball through the air. They've got to get their timing back.
Ball on the 39. Here's 2nd and 2. Purdy. And complete to Smith and Jigba.
Second catch for him today, and it'll wind up a first down.
Play action, and now here's Purdy to throw it.
Three quarters have come and gone. You're watching the NFL on EA Sports. And welcome back. We are in the city of brotherly love, Philadelphia.
2nd down and 8.
It's the Seahawks with possession of the football, but they do trail here to begin quarter number 4.
That is taken in by the tight end Fant.
And he has another first down as they'll get the ball down to the Eagles' 27-yard line. That one goes for 24 yards.
Well, every drive from here out is definitely crucial and critical. They know that they need to get at least 3 here to get it back to a one-score game. But I can't imagine that in their huddle that they're thinking at all about getting a field goal. They want to get into the end zone and then try and get the ball back again.
Purdy off the play fake. A quick throw there is incomplete.
Nice progress down the field was halted by that incompletion. They could try for some safe yards here to get things moving again, or keep throwing it and pushing it downfield to try and pick up bigger yardage.
Here's 2nd and 10.
Now to the ground. Here's Walker. And he's going to take this close to the first down marker as he stopped at the Eagles' 19-yard line. 53 yards rushing for him now in the ball game.
And once again, leverage wins. The offensive line, lower than the defensive front. They moved them and found some good space for the guy carrying the ball.
This offense so far on third down, they've struggled to the tune of 2 for 8 so far. Here it's 3rd and 2. They go play action here. Purdy. He'll get that to Charbonnet. But he will have the first down before he's tackled at the 12. It'll go as a gain of 6 that time, and it moves the chains as well.
That's just what you call a chain mover right there. Nothing fancy. Get the ball out to the back, and you're asking him to make a little bit extra out of maybe what is nothing, and he does exactly that. Picks up the first down. I can't wait till we get to the point, partner, where we're not saying chain mover, but we're saying laser pointer picks it up for the first down.
And that one drops down, incomplete. Good coverage there, forced the ball free, and it's 2nd down.
Now, he's been a busy man out of the backfield. They've looked his way quite a bit so far in this game.
Nice job there defensively, though, adjusting, because a couple of his earlier catches, he was wide open. Not that time.
You mentioned the key word, adjustment. A better cover man on him now in space.
Purdy from the gun. And he comes back with one complete. And the Seahawks are looking at 1st and goal as he's tackled all the way down at the 2-yard line.
This has to go down as one of the simpler routes in the playbook, but oh so effective. Nice completion there. Keeps the sticks moving.
1st and goal, and they got to be thinking a chance to get right back into this football game. Walker will take this into the end zone for a Seahawk touchdown. A strong, determined run there, Charles, to get in for 6 points.
This is why it's such a team game, isn't it? And I know it sounds really generic and it sounds almost trite, but the blocks were made up front, offensive line, collective victory at the line of scrimmage and downfield. And how about the finish to the run all the way into the end zone?
All right, now a big 2-point conversion attempt still to come. Purdy will throw for it. That's caught, but he will not get in here. He's stopped up short of the goal line, and this will remain a 5-point game. So the defense gets the stop. I know it's situation to situation, but who has more pressure there, offense or defense, when they go for 2?
I truly believe it's the defense has more pressure because the offense has an entire playbook wide open from the 2-yard line. You can run it, you can throw it. So defensively, I think most teams are going to be aggressive and force the issue and try and bring pressure.
And after the touchdown, here's Myers to boot it away. And good starting field position. He'll get this one all the way up to about the 35-yard line. The Eagles offense now, they head back on the field. Their lead back down to 1 score after the touchdown a moment ago. First down's a must on this drive as they start out here 1st and 10. On the ground, it's Mostert to start the drive. And nothing much materializing there on the first down run. He'll get a couple, and that's it. I'm sure that that's going to be the formula. Just keep the ball on the ground. Keep that clock moving.
And when you have the lead this late in the game, above all, stay in bounds. Yes, take care of the football. Yes, gain yardage, but stay in bounds and let that clock tick.
2nd down. Here's Mostert again. And he's going to be stopped up quickly here. Just a yard up to the 39.
Now, that's a mountain of a man that just made that stop, isn't it? But he's more than that. This guy's nimble and quick. More than a space eater. He just made a great play there.
It'll be a nickel look here for the Seahawks on 3rd down. Throwing from the gun, it's Hurts. Catch made here by Campbell. And he gets this one to midfield before he's brought down. It's an Eagles first down on a gain of 11.
And that pickup of a first down, that's going to leave a mark because they really needed to stop them there, didn't they?
Oh, so frustrating. Defensively, you're a play away from getting that football back here. Down late, tough.
Now they've got to find a way to create a turnover or takeaway. Otherwise, this one will probably get away from them.
They couldn't ask for much more to this point in the second half. A gorgeous day, one-score game. 1st and 10 here. It's complete downfield, out left to his running back. And they'll wind up getting this one all the way down inside the 20. It's a gain of 35.
This play is a thing of beauty when it works as designed because they let the running back slip out of the backfield and head down the sideline on a wheel route. Number one, it's easy for him to get lost. And number two, really tough for the linebacker to run with him. And this ball's right on the money and leads to a big play.
So the ball down to the 16 here for 1st and 10. Hurts.
And he can't find anywhere to go with it, and he goes down.
Uchenna Nwosu picks up his 2nd sack of the afternoon.
And this dominant defensive performance continued on that play. This poor quarterback, he's not received the protection he needs and has had to pick himself up off the turf far too often.
Now following the sack, they'll come up here on a 2nd down and 12.
Throwing is Hurts. He's going to drop this underneath to Mostert.
And here he'll get it down to the 7. They'll wind up getting 10 back as that sets him up for 3rd down.
Hurts sets up to throw it.
Flush to his right. He didn't get the touchdown, but he did get the first down as he's tackled at the 1. Give him 6 yards, and they do convert on 3rd.
It's getting cold in here, partner, because it looks like he's trying to ice this one away. Yeah, I know, bad dad joke, but what the heck, right? Scrambling for that first after the D blanket his receivers, that's a backbreaker for the defense. They finished.
And he's in. Touchdown, Eagles.
Jalen Hurts
Keeping it himself from a yard out.
And the Eagles are able to build on to their 4th quarter lead. Well, that's certainly going to bump up the old win probability index because now it's a 2-score game here in the 4th quarter.
Yeah, you're taking me into that deep water now. Win probability index. This game's definitely not over. We're not looking at a 0.5% or something. It's just 2 scores. But the way that this team has played, to me, what I've seen, they absolutely deserve to win this game. They've been the better team by far throughout.
Now after the touchdown, here's Elliott on to kick it away.
And a nice return sets him up pretty good here right at the 30-yard line.
The Seattle now ready to march onto the field.
And the script really is flipped for them. The momentum on the other sideline, and now they have to try and battle back from a 2-score deficit.
So 1st and 10 now from the 30.
Purdy looking to throw. And oh, that nearly their first pick of the game, but it falls down to the ground incomplete.
Oh, this defense knows. 4th quarter, they need to make a play. That one was ripe for the taking. Could have changed the complexion of the ball game, but it winds up incomplete.
Ball on the 30 as they come up 2nd and 10.
Purdy will set up to throw it here.
Throwing over the middle, but it's incomplete.
Nice back-to-back plays defensively. They're stacking momentum now. 1 incompletion, 2 incompletion. They're going for more.
The Seahawks on third down. They've converted a third of their opportunities, 3 for 9. This is 3rd and 10. Here's Purdy. And he knocks the ball away, and it falls incomplete.
When you're leading in the final quarter, your radar has to be up for any potential deep shots. And probably not the last one they're going to see in this game, not as long as they hold this lead.
And they're indeed going to go for it here on 4th down. So trailing here in the last quarter, let's see how this plays out. Got to try it here. He's back to throw. Nowhere to go here. He lost the football. Well, one of the linebackers has got it. And they have the football and will take over at the 24-yard line.
That feels like an accumulation of the pressure we've seen all game. I mean, he's been on the turf a whole lot because of sacks. Eventually, something else happens as well, and this time it was a turnover.
Yeah, caught up to him.
And Philadelphia's offense ready to go again. And they sit in a good spot, having the ball back after the fumble recovery and up 2 scores in the 4th quarter. From the gun, a run with Mostert.
And he is going to be stopped cold behind the line of scrimmage. 2 yards the loss, 2nd and 12. Got to figure now, after getting that turnover, they're just going to be happy to keep the ball on the ground, right?
This is where covering the football, taking care of the ball, all the ball security terms that have ever been used, they come into play for the guys on offense right now. Just take care of it, and they've got a good chance of ending up winning this game.
Here's Hurts to throw.
Eluding the pressure right. He turned that into a nice gain. Gets him 8 yards closer for 3rd down.
Well, this has certainly turned into a showcase game for what he can do on the ground because they're just continuing to give him chances to run it, and he's earning every additional carry by putting up positive yardage on each run.
Here is 3rd down and 4. From the gun, it's Hurts. Pass taken in by his big tight end. And the Eagles are going to have 1st and goal as they try to finish off this drive with 6 points. Well, normally you might say start running the football. You've got the lead here in the 4th quarter, but the way that they've passed it with such success, I don't know, maybe keep throwing it.
Yeah, I think you brought up something that goes against conventional wisdom, right? In this stage of the game, you would think you would switch to a running attack, but you're exactly right. They've thrown it so well throughout the game, and trusting this quarterback, I think he continued to do so.
And he'll be taken down after a short gain as that takes us to the 2-minute warning. So it's Eagle football here as we get you reset. They've got a 2nd and goal now as they look to add a few more points here onto their total.
Straight ahead, it's Gainwell.
And he will push his way forward down to about the 3-yard line. And now right out of the 2-minute break, we'll get a timeout used defensively with 1:56 to go.
Now, they'd really like to make the short field pay off. We'll see if they can, but this is 3rd and goal. Mostert.
And he'll get him a bit closer as he's down to the 2-yard line. Now the Seahawks call the 2nd of their 3 timeouts. That'll leave them with just 1 remaining in this 4th quarter of play. And I guess not content to get another 3 here late. They'll try to add 6 more as they go on 4th and goal. They'll set up a throw. He'll buy some time right. And he'll take it into the end zone for an Eagles touchdown.
Jalen Hurts taking it in from 2 yards out. And the Eagles have pretty well put it away here in the 4th quarter.
The defense was almost too good on that play. They took away all of his targets. The one thing they forgot, to account for him as a runner, and he's able to tuck it and go for the end zone and get it done.
Elliott on for the extra point. And that one makes this a 19-point game. So this drive spans 7 plays, and it's culminated by a 2-yard touchdown run. Now after the touchdown, here's Elliott on to kick it away. And they will wrangle him down a couple yards shy of the 30. Seattle again getting ready to take over offensively. Well, probably not much that they can do at this point, CD. Down 3 scores late in the 4th quarter. This is going to be a little too much to overcome, you would think.
Yeah, they'll go down swinging, but in the end, I think we saw the writing on the wall a while back because one team was clearly better than the other in this one. And while it didn't quite reach blowout status, I think we knew who was going to win this one well before we got to this stage.
A really nice gain of 25 yards. Out of the gun, Purdy. And a 5-yard gain gets him to the 42. Second and 5. Purdy now to throw.
This has been a rough one, to put it mildly, for him. And after this one's done, you just feel like at the post-game press conference, this team's going to have a lot of questions and definitely not a lot of answers.
They come up now 3rd and 5 following the incomplete pass. Back to throw, Purdy. He's got his target. That's complete. And he has another first down as they'll get the ball down to the Eagles' 24-yard line. A nice pickup of 17 yards.
Well, we're used to seeing the guy that you consider the #1 receiver double covered, but how about this guy? He's double covered and finds a way to make the play for a first down.
That's how you increase your Madden rating, right?
No doubt about that at all. And you know something? I think we'll hear about that from him soon.
Now the Seahawks forced to use their 3rd and final timeout as the clock will stop with an even 20 seconds left to go. Ball at the 23, 2nd and 8. Again, it's Purdy to throw it. That'll be incomplete as the clock will stop with 14 seconds remaining. Defensively, you look at the numbers. Another incomplete pass that we just saw, and they're under 200 yards passing for the game, so they've done their job on that side of the ball.
Yeah, recently I was actually working a game where a quarterback had a streak of 5 straight games without a 200-yard game, and that was a big talk both in his town and amongst his team. How do we get the passing game going? So big credit to them holding them under 200 today.
Throw out wide is incomplete.
Sometimes it's just not your day. There's another failure right there on 3rd down.
The decision made for them. They've got to go. It's 4th down. As expected, they're going for it to keep the drive alive. And he's got it. Caught in the end zone for the Seahawk touchdown. Tyler Lockett, 23 yards for the touchdown. And the Seahawks have got it back to a 2-score game here in the 4th. Wow, talk about a big fourth down conversion for the score. Defensively, how do you let that happen?
I think you start with the offense and you give them credit for going for it and having that type of, well, let's face it, audacity. But defensively, I think you're right on target, partner. There's no way something like that's supposed to happen in that situation. You're supposed to be able to shut that down and get the ball back for your own team. Instead, they give up not just a big play, but a touchdown.
So time definitely not in their favor. Down 2 scores, but they'll try the onside kick. And this is going to be recovered by the hands team. And that should just about put a capper on this one. Well, this was a very close ball game at halftime, Charles, but in the second half, that offense kind of kicked things into another gear, and they were able to pull away for the victory.
And Brandon, I think they're the type of team that just looked in the mirror and said, hey, ton of pressure on, but we're the type of team that can flat out handle it. They stood up with confidence, and made it happen for a victory.
So that'll just about do it for Charles Davis. I'm Brandon Gaudin. You've been watching the NFL on EA Sports. For more, log on to easports.com. The Eagles are winners here as we say so long from Philadelphia.